So I know cutting off your toxic and abusive family can be different for different people. I did not tell a single soul that I was going to be escaping.
Hey people, how you are doing today? It's your girl Destiny here, and welcome back to my channel. How you are doing? Hope you guys are doing great. So today's video is a video of a black queen who escaped abuse from her family. Literally, this young black woman just escaped abuse, according to her, from her family. In the beginning of this video, you're going to see her pack a load and took an Uber, went to a woman's shelter, and eventually took a flight and left the state where her family is. And she later came on to explain some of the things, because some of us were lost when we saw that viral video of her saying she was escaping her abused family. So she came back and she actually gave us a more full detail, which we're going to share very soon. But I find this conversation very interesting because I feel like this is a conversation we should have, including as a Gen Z, Gen X, millennials. We should start having this conversation, because I feel like this is going to help a better human being. Because I posted a video yesterday about a Gen X mom that was asking why millennials and Gen Z are cutting off their parents and going no contact with them, and this has opened the conversation. And I feel like a whole lot, most of we millennials at one point in time either has gone no contact with both parents, or are in no contact with both parents, or maybe just one parent. But at the time, we've come to learn that that's a way to cut off toxicity from our life, especially if you want to grow. Especially if you want to flourish, you have to leave the toxic environment. So if you haven't seen that video of Gen X and millennials having that conversation, go check it out. So in this video, we're going to see this black queen's journey and tell her story of how she escaped abuse from her family. So let's go check it out, then we'll come back and talk.
Waiting for the Lyft driver. He's like 5 minutes away now. So I have my stuff in the back, and he's gonna take me to the 24-hour women's center to go pick up my bags. And my flight is right at 6. I had to get there by 4, 4:30 at the latest. It's like 2, what time is it right now? I don't even know. I can't look right now, otherwise it's gonna turn off the camera. But yeah, so fingers crossed he's willing to just take me all the way there. Ooh, otherwise this is going to be a stressful night. Thankfully, I was able to find an Uber driver that was willing to take me all the way to the airport, which is very, very lucky for the area that I was living in, because it's super rural and they don't have a lot of Lyft drivers. But yeah, I was able to find one, so thankfully I was able to go pick up my stuff. Here's me at the women's center, picking up my luggage and going through it one more time before heading to the airport. I ended up leaving my favorite blanket there and donating it to one of the women who were at the shelter, because I was worried about how much my luggage was going to, weigh and everything, and I didn't really need it. So yeah, I left that there, and I finished packing up everything and got ready to head to the airport. The lady who was waiting for me when I got there was super sweet. She actually stayed on the phone with me the entire ride to the airport, because I was a little bit freaked out by my Lyft driver and I wasn't sure if he was normal or not. And I was kind of nervous he was going to take me back to his house and So yeah, she actually stayed on the phone with me for the entire car ride to the airport, which was really sweet of her. And we had a really encouraging conversation, and she was just super supportive of my decision to escape and free myself from the toxic, abusive situation. And it was just really nice getting to have someone to share what I was going through. Because you guys, I did not tell a single soul that I was going to be escaping and moving across the country. So this was top secret. And yeah, it was just really nice getting to have somewhat of a support system through getting to talk to her on the phone. So I arrived at the airport and I made it to my flight on time at 6 a.m., bright and early, and I was just so relieved to finally have gotten the hardest part over with. You guys, I made it. That was terrifying, and I'm just so grateful to be on the plane. I cannot believe I pulled that off. Like, you guys have no idea. Wait till I tell you, like, the backstory, because it's insane. Oh, we made it! Oh my god. So I didn't head straight to California. I had to run some important errands first in my hometown, and I was in West Virginia at the time. So I flew from West Virginia to my hometown of Columbus, Ohio, and I spent 2 days there at an Airbnb while I ran some errands. I needed to go to an eye appointment and then also pick up some stuff from my storage unit that I had out there. I made it! Yay! So this was my Airbnb that I stayed at. Honestly, y'all, there was so much spiritual warfare in me escaping. Like, the hosts were terrible and a nightmare to deal with. But I pushed through and we made it happen. I stopped at my storage unit, grabbed some important things I needed to take with me. This was the next day, obviously. And yeah, so I went there and then I went to the airport and I was able to catch my flight on time. Thank God. Finally, heading to Cali. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's already happening. I'm so excited. Yay! So yeah, I think I waited about 2 hours before my flight to California started boarding. It's happening. I clearly was very excited and very relieved to finally be heading back to California. I'm so excited to be leaving. So relieved. This was 14 months in the making, y'all. So by the time it actually happened, I was just so grateful and happy to be leaving that honestly, that's all I felt. I didn't really have anything else to process. I already worked through all my trauma and all my pain. So at this point, I was just happy. I was just so happy. I'm taking off. Oh my gosh. You guys, it's happening. It's happening. It's happening. See you soon, California. So I know cutting off your toxic and abusive family can be different for different people in terms of how they process it. For me, by the time I actually escaped, it just so happened that I had already done 12 years of significant deep trauma healing and inner healing work by the time this happened. So by the time I actually left, there's really nothing else to process. It was just honestly a relief to be out of there, gratitude, and just excitement to finally be free and to be moving on with my life and starting this new era of happiness. I'm on my last flight of the day. So grateful. Cannot wait to be back in California. I did it. So yeah, this is me boarding my last flight. I made it to my flight. I'm so excited. You guys, look at my new home. So yeah, you guys, needless to say, despite the crazy obstacles and time crunch and secrecy and fear and financial miracles required to make this all happen, I did it, you guys. It actually happened, and I finally freed myself. And I'm back in California where I belong, where I'm able to pursue my dreams of being a singer, and I'm just so grateful. If you can relate to this story, if you have an abusive narcissistic family or parents, or if you've ever escaped an abusive relationship of any kind, I would love to hear your story in the comments. Hi, get ready with me while I answer your questions about my video that went crazy viral yesterday. So as many of y'all know, a lot of you found me because my video about escaping my abusive narcissistic family went viral out of nowhere yesterday. That one. and 3.5 million of you watched that video. I had over 2,000 comments. The response has been so insane, and it just is blowing my mind how much it resonated and how much my story has touched you guys. And I just wanted to do a quick little Q&A / get ready with me so I can just address a lot of the questions and the concerns that I've been getting in the comments, because you guys had a lot to say. All right, so I'm gonna just put my hair back. Yes, this is a wig, you guys. I actually been wanting to get braids for a while now, but your girl has not had the money to do so. So yes, I do have a wig. No, it is not in the best condition, but we're just gonna fake it till we make it, you know what I mean? Oh my God, I recorded a whole video for like 10 minutes and then it didn't save. Anyways, so a lot of you guys wanted to know more about what they did to me exactly. I don't like to hash out like specific details, 'cause I just feel like it's just not healthy for me to do that. But I will say, if you're familiar with narcissistic abuse, emotional abuse, psychological abuse, that's pretty much it. It's just that my parents and my family members are the people who were inflicting that abuse on me. There's something called being the family scapegoat, or family scapegoating abuse, and that's something that I just learned about in the last like 3 years. But pretty much it's where one child usually in the family is targeted as the one that gets all the blame. They can't do anything right. They're always wrong. You know, they're the one that is constantly getting picked on. They're the one that's getting ganged up on. They're the one that's constantly being torn apart, criticized, judged, shamed, bullied. Just pretty much it's family bullying. Also, do you guys like my Selena shirt? Anyways, I think I just fundamentally rubbed my parents the wrong way because of the fact that I was a singer and I was an artist and wanting to be creative. Also, weird side note, my mom also decided randomly when I was in high school that she wanted to be a singer. So get this, you guys, she never supported me in my dreams, but then she decided she wanted to be a singer out of nowhere when I was in high school, and like went and made her own album and like went on tour and did all this stuff. Not like a real tour, but she would like go and perform, you know, throughout different places where I'm from. And I'm like, how does that work? So you judged and shamed me my whole life for wanting to be a singer, and then you decided to go make your own album? And then she would like force me to listen to her songs and like play them in the car, like listen to what song I just wrote. And I'm like, anyways, off topic. But yeah, so in trying to, you know, reconnect with them and share my feelings with them, I wrote them both handwritten letters, one to my mom, one to my dad, trying to share how I'd always been feeling about our relationship and just trying to like, you know, connect with them. And they both did not give a fuck. Literally like sent me the most nasty email back. My dad didn't even respond. My mom just sent me a really awful, disgusting email back. And so yeah, so then I just cut them out for 10 years, and I just had 10 years of no contact, and I was just focused on myself and my healing while also being in survival mode and having no support system, and it was just awful. You know, I have a huge family. Both my parents have 9 siblings. So you would think that I would have a big support system, but ironically, all of those people were turned against me by my parents. My parents turned my siblings against me. They turned my aunts and uncles against me. Granted, my aunts and uncles were also very toxic and abusive themselves my entire life. Like, they were all turned against me because of my parents. So I just never got to have that connection with my family. And then, fast forward, in 2022, I did reconnect with them during Thanksgiving, just through a series of events, and I was trying to salvage our relationship again, and ended up, you know, moving back in with them eventually as well. And then I quickly realized within a week of being there that it was just never going to change, that this is just who they were and how they were, and they also had no desire for it to change. So yeah, and then I just was there, I was trapped there for 14 months and couldn't leave, and just, it was awful. Okay, the next question, someone asked, what about your sister? A lot of you guys were concerned because I had mentioned that I was in my sister's car waiting for the Uber driver to get there. So my sister is actually one of my main abusers. Unfortunately, she really inherited a lot of my parents' toxic beliefs and narrative about me, all the lies that they told over the years. The way they warped everyone's view of me growing up. My sister specifically was living with them at the height of it. And so she just naturally absorbed it all and just started to become very nasty towards me. So pretty much from the time, for as long as I can remember, of my sister being like old enough for us to like have any sort of relationship, she's always been very nasty, very emotionally toxic towards me. And
I eventually realized she was also emotionally abusive. And it took a very long time to come to terms with that because she's my younger sister. You know what I mean? She's 9 years younger than me. She's like my baby sister and truly the most important person in my life that I loved more than absolutely anyone on this planet. And so to have her of all people turned against me really was just really, it was a lot to accept. And then not only that, but to realize the level of like toxicity and hatred that she had towards me. It was just, but I realized it just was not healthy for me to have a relationship with her, obviously, because I was just constantly experiencing abuse. So that's why she's still there, and that's why we are not in contact. And I would love to have been able to protect her as well from them. But, you know, it's just unfortunate because I can't force her to one, recognize that they're toxic, and I can't force her to treat me well. So, all right. So you guys also wanted to know, how did they react when they saw that you were gone? So I don't even think they noticed that I was gone for the first like day and a half. And then they finally like realized it and started sending me nasty texts and threatening to call the police and stuff. So I had to call the local police department and just give them a heads up that I wasn't missing and that I just was escaping a toxic, abusive environment. And then since I got here, which I got here on September 19th, I haven't looked at their messages. I've just been pretty much ignoring them because, well, they don't even have my real number, but I just haven't checked their messages because I just needed to focus on myself. And I honestly have been dreading looking at their messages. Next question is, how can we support you? You guys, thank you so much for being so loving. I'm just so grateful that so many of you are so invested in me and my journey and my story and like wanting to be there for me, wanting to make sure I have what I need. Some of you were suggesting doing a GoFundMe and like wanting to help me on my healing journey. I'm so grateful. I mean, if you want to give towards like my immediate basic necessities, like if I do need help with bills for January coming up, I'd really appreciate that because, you know, I actually recently got laid off from my job in October. So you want to give towards that, you're welcome to just give to my Venmo. I have it in my bio. But you guys, I also am in the process of launching a Kickstarter campaign for my debut EP. Because like I said, you guys, I'm a pop R&B singer. That's my dream. I've always wanted to be a singer. And I feel like now that I have you guys and I have people who see me, who understand my story, who are connected to it, and who want to support me, I can finally launch my music career, which is my lifelong dream and passion. So I'm going to be actually shooting the video for it today. And then I'm gonna hopefully launch it in the next few days. So you guys, stay tuned for that. I can't wait to share more with you. The biggest way you can support me is in helping me make my dreams come true to be a singer, because that is the most healing, fulfilling thing that could ever come from all of this, is to just be able to take all that pain and all that trauma that I've been through and turn it into something beautiful. I just want to be able to speak to people through my music, help other cycle breakers heal, help other people on their journey, and just tell my story and raise awareness about this type of abuse, about this type of trauma, you know, family bullying, family scapegoating, all this kind of stuff, narcissistic abuse in families. It's very taboo. It's very swept under the rug in society. And I just want that to change. So if you guys want to support me, you're welcome to help me with my basic needs, like I said, through my Venmo. But more than anything, I would really appreciate you supporting my music career. And I'm sending you all so much love. I'll do another Q&A soon, but I have to go now. Thank you guys so much again for all the love and the support. It truly means the world to me. I literally felt alone, especially in the last 14 months. But really my whole life. Not even just that, but you know, my experience was really painful, and to just go through it without having any support, because the people who were supposed to be supporting me were the ones abusing me. You know, they're the people that I was supposed to be protected by were the ones that I needed protection from. So it's like, that's a really feeling to not have the most basic sense of love, you know, from your own blood. So it's just so healing to see you guys' sweet messages and just like your concern and your care for me. And like, I'm just so grateful. And I love you guys so much. Thank you so much. And like I said, please help me to be able to get my hair done. But yeah, you guys, faking it till we make it. Thank you so much again. Hashtag Cycle Breaker Gang. I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Mwah.
Please go down in the comment section and share your thought. Love to know what you think about this video, this conversation down in the comment section, but please keep it respectful, okay? So go down and share your thought, but please, as always, keep it respectful. I like having this conversation and I like bringing this type of video because some people really can't really comprehend why somebody will go with no contact with an entire family or with their parents. Some people cannot understand it and I get it. It's fine. You guys know how we are here. We're allowed to be different. Different for me personally, being different, having different opinion, having different point of view is a beautiful thing. But I just feel like we should respect everybody's story, everybody's timeline, everybody's just respect each other. Okay, we don't have to fight over it. So some people can understand. Like I personally, I would say I'm one of those people that had no contact with a parent, with my dad, which I said my story in that previous video. And like I posted a video of a lady. I don't know if you haven't seen that video, check out that video. I think I'm just going to list it in the description. Some of these abuse video of parents and not parents between children. It was this young woman who was literally planning to run, almost like move out from her parents' house in the middle of the night like this. But on that day, her mom did not go to work. Her mom was at home, and the whole thing just escalated into something that's where the cops were called and all that. And some people in the comment section was like, "Oh, why couldn't she leave? Why can't she just leave? Is she not an adult?" Sometimes it's harder to leave that situation because these people are going to manipulate you, control you, keep you there because that's the only way they can keep an eye on you. But in the other case, like we discussed in the previous video, this is more like a generational level of abuse and trauma that has gone. Because if parents, especially the Gen X and the bloomers, are not ready to do the work and have that conversation, honest conversation, because the truth about the Gen X generation and the bloomers generation is that most of them don't want to even have the conversation to know that, okay, you know what, you were terrible parents, you abused me, you made me feel some type of way, I didn't feel secure with you, I didn't trust you as my parents because you hurt me this. But most of them, they are not ready to have that conversation. And when you want to have that conversation with them, they literally shove it, like brush it off and almost tell you like, so me too, I have a harder childhood, my childhood wasn't perfect too, I provide you house, I provide you food, so you should be grateful, not understanding the mental and the physical abuse they trickle down. And what the sister was sharing, this her story was sharing, was that I would say in a way, me growing up, I felt that type of way, that I was almost like the scapegoat, especially as a first daughter. I was almost like the scapegoat for everything. Anything going wrong, even if I was not the cause of it, it's my fault. If my younger ones doesn't even do well in school, it's my fault. If like it was almost like trickle down that way. And I understand that feeling where it almost seems like you're a scapegoat. But thank God I had amazing younger ones that knew that. And aside, even though we were very young at that time, my younger ones always gave my mom the side eye, like, you know what, this is wrong. And they always come to hug me after the beating and just console me and tell me, like, you know what, everything's going to be fine. And I get it. So for people going through this and coming to share their story, and some people are like, oh, get over it, or it can't be that deep, is that if you've never been in that type of situation, I won't say you don't tell anybody to get over their trauma because you don't know how deep it has run. And if you are a parent, I'll urge you to have that conversation, like be open to have the conversation with your children, especially those children that are openly telling you how much you hurt them. Be open to try and get it from the perspective, and also try and go do your own healing, go on your own journey so that you can be a better person to listen. A whole lot of our parents, they don't understand mental health, they don't understand therapy, they don't understand trauma, and that has, I feel like that has actually blocked the communication between them and us, especially those of us that wants to do the healing and move on and live a more healthy life and break generational cause of trauma. There's that block because the parents are not willing to do it, and rather than deal with it, most of us just want to remove ourselves from the situation. Anyway, guys, please go down in the comment section and share your thought. Love to know what you think about this video down in the comment section, but please keep it respectful. Here on this channel, we're allowed to disagree, and it's normal. Okay, it's a beautiful thing. Yeah, so go on and share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversations. So go on and share this video. Please give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps you to push out my content for more people to see, and that will be you supporting your girl. With that all said, guys, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you guys in my next video. Deuces.